Hello, this video is to help you with activities 5.1 and 5.2 in your IC1 iQuest book. So at the beginning here, you're supposed to draw a model as to what you think the particles inside the syringe look like when it's at regular room pressure. So I just have the open syringe on the end. You're supposed to visualize and model what the air particles look like in this open syringe like this. Please pause the video and draw your model. For model number 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the syringe. I'm going to put my finger over the end. I have it starting at 40 milliliters of air. I'm going to try to compress it down to 20 milliliters. So what I'd like you to do now is draw what you think the air looks like in the end of the syringe for the 20 milliliter part. And I can tell you from feeling this, there's quite a bit of pressure on my finger at the end. So please draw the particles when they've been compressed from 40 milliliters to 20 milliliters in volume. And if you listen when I take my finger off, you'll hear there is pressure there. So now for model 3, I'm going to start over again. I'm going to start at 20 milliliters. And this time I'm going to put my finger on the end and I'm going to pull the plunger out to 40 milliliters. So for model 3, you're supposed to visualize what will the air molecules look like from when they go from 20 milliliters of volume to 40 milliliters. So I'm going to pull the plunger out here. And now you're supposed to visualize what it looks like. If it looks like I'm pulling pretty hard, that's because I am. So this is for model 3. Now if you listen again, when I pull my finger off the end, you'll notice there's quite a bit of suction. And that ends the official activities for activity 5.1 and 5.2. Now the next things I'm going to do are some bonus demonstrations. So this time, I'm going to put a marshmallow into my syringe. And we're going to take a look at what happens to the marshmallow when I add pressure. So I'm going to add pressure to the marshmallow, and we'll see if it changes size when I add pressure. So I push the plunger from 40 to 20 milliliters of volume. You should have noticed something different in the marshmallow. So now I'm going to let the pressure off. I'll do it again. And then the pressure off. Now this time, I'm going to start out with 20 milliliters of volume. And you see it's leaving a mark on my finger. And I'm going to pull the plunger out with the marshmallow in and see if there's a difference there when I pull the plunger from 20 milliliters to 40 milliliters of volume. You should have noticed a difference in the size of the marshmallow. Now let it go back to its normal size. And I'll pull it back out to 40. And the last experiment I'm going to try, this one might get a little messy, is I'm going to see what happens when I take 20 milliliters of water and I remove pressure and then add pressure. So I have approximately 20 milliliters of water in here. And again, this is just a bonus. And now I'm going to move the plunger up to the 40 and we'll see what the water does. See if it's different than the air. And that's extremely difficult to do if you notice me shaking. And we'll go back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to compress the water. So I have my 20 milliliters of water in there, roughly. And I'm going to try to compress it to see if I can squeeze the water like I did the air. I'm pushing really hard here, but I'm not going to let my finger off the end of the plunger because if I do, I'm going to have a big mess. So if you notice, I cannot compress the 20 milliliters of water. And that ends our video.